Welcome to the Unbound Mind, a sacred space designed for the chosen ones, the visionaries, and the dreamers. This is more than a podcast, it's a call to rise beyond the ordinary. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Unbound Mind. It's your host, Taylor, the one and only, the biggest. And today I wanted to talk about finding your purpose and share with you guys how I found mine. I wanted to touch on this topic because I've realized that a lot of people don't really know who they are. They don't know what they like, they don't know what they're good at, or they don't know what their purpose is. And I was definitely one of those people once upon a time. I've quit every single job that I've ever had, and now I know why. It's because I was never meant to survive. I was always meant to create. And I was never, ever, ever meant to fit in the box that I tried to force myself into. In this life, the survival script we're all handed was never really meant to expand us, but to limit us. Go to school, they said. Get a job, they said, even if you don't want to do it. Just make the money. This is very indirectly and very, very directly telling us to ignore our soul because dreams don't pay the bills, or so they say. But what if that's not true and it never was? What if it was just a mere projection of what others weren't ever meant to see? What if the script was never truly meant for you? What if that restlessness, that resistance, that desire for more, and the inability to settle wasn't dysfunction, but a call to be something greater than anything you've ever seen? Once you break out of the construct, you'll understand that life was never meant to live through the lens of survival, but through the magic of creation, love, and happiness. In the beginning of my journey, I started to wonder what my purpose was. I started to question the life and reality that I was living at that time. And I got tired of living the same exact day over and over again. It was like a consistent loop of experiencing the same thing over and over and over again. I would get up, get ready for work half of my day away, no time for myself or my interests, get off, get home, eat, sleep, and do it all over again. I was working just to live on the weekends. And baby, 48 hours ain't never been enough for me. It was the same routine, the same route to work, the same thoughts, and it all equated to the same misery. And no matter how many different career paths I pursued, it always resulted in the same exact way. I fucking hated it. I literally fucking hated it. I could not conform no matter what I did. And I honestly started to believe that something was wrong with me because I couldn't get on the program that everybody else was on. Every single day became heavier and heavier for me to carry. I felt like a robot. Actually, I felt like a zombie. It was very much giving The Walking Dead, and I knew it had to be more to life. So I started to think about where I wanted to be within the next year or two, and I instantly knew that I did not want to be where I was. And I also noticed that life was really just passing me by. So I started to ponder on how life would be if I had everything I ever wanted. If I had my extraordinary life that I desired so deeply, how would that look? And in this process, my vision started to come together. I thought about how much money I wanted to make. I thought about where I wanted to live. I asked myself, what does my dream life look like for me? And baby, I was so far away from that. I was so fucking far away from it. It was actually kind of sick. It made me sick to my stomach. But this is what I did to find my purpose. The first thing I did was I got quiet. I isolated myself from all distractions, friends, family, things that I considered excitement. I started journaling. And I asked the Creator to show me who I am before I grew into someone that I really didn't want to be. I prayed this prayer every single day, and I started to pay close attention to the changes that would show up in my world. The second thing I did was I followed my excitement. I noticed what made me feel alive, not just accomplished. I tracked what I could talk about for hours without getting tired. I paid attention to what lit me up with excitement and the things that deeply interested me. Suddenly, I realized I had a growing obsession with all of the fascinating knowledge that I share with you guys. This includes quantum physics, quantum jumping, parallel universes, paradigm shifting, psychology, and so much more. I literally couldn't get enough of it. And to this day, it's literally all I consume in research, in movies, in books. Enlightenment is the best thing that ever found me. Okay? All of this esoteric knowledge isn't general knowledge. And that's when I had the realization that my calling was to share my journey, to teach what I know, and inspire others through embodiment, which would all ultimately bring glory right back to the Creator. The deeper I grew into my journey and into myself, the more clear it became. So I had a desire to share everything with anyone that was willing to listen. Finding your purpose will be very easy if you listen to your heart. With that being said, do not be logical and do not seek advice or validation from others. Your vision is not meant for others to see because it wasn't given to them. People will see your light when you are embodying it. Your light will inspire some and it will burn others, but never choose to dim it because that is the ultimate act of self-denial. Your purpose and your vision is precious and perfect. Keep it close to your heart. And when you're soul searching, I encourage you to spend as much time with yourself as possible. Not with friends, not with your person, just you and your inner voice. You can do this by meditating, journaling, taking solo walks, taking a long shower, maybe a bubble bath, or literally just choosing to do absolutely nothing for at least 30 minutes to an hour a day. Quieting distractions in the outer world is a must because you need to be able to hear God, who is within you. This season of stillness is a prerequisite. It's literally not optional. Follow what pushes and challenges your current self, your beliefs, and fears. The person you have to become to get on the other side of those is the version of you on the other side of comfort. So always say yes to the path of expansion. You're not lazy, you're not ungrateful, and you're not lost. You're just remembering who you are. And that is someone who was never meant to survive the system, but to rewrite it completely. Thank you for listening. Share with a friend who you think it might inspire. And stay tuned for upcoming episodes. Bye. Thank you for joining me on The Unbound Mind, where we break free, rise higher, and step boldly into our greatest selves. If this episode sparked something in you, share it with someone ready to awaken their power. Remember, you are chosen and the journey you're on is divine. Keep evolving, keep empowering, and stay unbound. Until next time, go out there and live in your